Good evening to all and welcome to the session, the Hindu Editorial Analysis for Proficiency in English. Is audio and video on? At the outset, sorry I could not take the sessions for almost 3 months. We always go with priorities. Am I audible and visible? I want you guys to respond. I want you to respond. My pleasure. Am I audible? Yes. So at the outset, I'm sorry I could not take the sessions for almost 3 months. And as I said, we always go with priorities. I was quite busy with offline sessions, but now I promise the sessions are going to be regular. And today's coming to the editorial. Today's editorial is all about Germany winning the World Cup, Hockey World Cup. An easy editorial, not that difficult. And because I have started after a gap of almost 3 months, today it is going to be in brief in the sense I'm going to do the editorial analysis. I will not present the practice questions, but slowly I will introduce exam practice questions based on exam topics and also new features. So let us go to, as usual, we start the session with editorial vocabulary. The first word, pedigree. Pedigree, part of speech, noun. A person's family, history, education, experience, or the history of an idea or activity. And here, pedigree has another meaning. It goes with animals, especially dogs. Pedigree means the lineage, the parents, the relations of a particular animal. Then we use the word pedigree. But in this context, it does not mean that. It goes with a particular idea, experience or idea of an idea or activity. An important word, pedigree is an important word. Today, in fact, there is a brand, pedigree, that goes with the pet dogs. The second word we have got many a time, rely on. Rely on is a phrasal verb. It means to trust someone or something or to expect him or her or it to behave in a particular way. But generally, we say rely on means depend on, bank on. And remember, rely on, bank on, both are phrasal verbs. Resilience is an important word. You all should be resilient. And that has a positive connotation. What does it mean? Part of speech, noun. The ability to be happy, successful, etc. Again, after something difficult or bad has happened, actually, resilient nature, resilience means imagine you're facing a lot of problems and you have faced a lot of problems, but you faced all those problems and you have emerged successful and without giving up. Then we use a word, resilient nature, a very important one. Incidentally, part of speech, adverb, used before saying something that is not as important as a main subject of conversation, but it is connected to it in some way. You don't want to talk about the main thing, but you want to talk about something else, and it is connected to the main idea. Then we say incidentally. Innate is an important word, part of speech, adjective. Innate nature, a quality. Innate quality or ability is one that you were born with, not one you have learned or acquired. We also use words like inbuilt, intrinsic. Remember all the words inbuilt, innate, intrinsic. They all mean the same. Grit is also an important word, part of speech, noun. Courage and determination despite difficulty. You have the grit, means you have the determination, a positive word. Comprise a simple word, part of speech, verb. It means to consist of something. Setback could be a phrasal verb. It could be a noun. In the editorial, it has been used as a noun. To delay or stop the progress of someone or something. Cohesive, this is an important word. I hope you guys are listening carefully. When I say something is important, it is definitely important from the exam point of view. And you have to focus on those words. Cohesive, innate. They have given these words under vocabulary many a time. And this word usually I use when I take descriptive English classes. Writing is nothing but when you write an essay or letter, the most important quality, cohesion. It means unity. So united and working together effectively. Iconic, an important word, adjective, very famous or popular. People refer to something, iconic culture, iconic statue, iconic achievement, an important word. Rejuvenate, we have got many a time, to make an organization or system more effective by introducing new words or new ideas. Rejuvenate someone or something. It also goes with individuals. Retain, part of speech verb, a simple word, to keep or continue to have something, retain something, to have something for a long time. Tag could be a noun, it could be a verb. A small piece of paper, cloth, or metal with information on it. When you go to a shop, you see the price tag. Shatter, it goes with effective English, part of speech verb, to cause something to break suddenly into very small pieces. Shattered. And it goes with confidence as well. Imagine someone expects something very positive or success, it doesn't happen, then the person's confidence may get shattered. An important word. Setback, as I said, it could be a noun, it could be a phrasal verb. As a noun, to delay or stop the progress of someone or something. Counterpart, and generally we say there was a setback in the business or some project. Counterpart, we have got many a time. Counterpart, part of speech noun, a person or thing that has the same purpose as another one in a different place or organization. In simple terms, imagine there's a manager who works for a particular company in India, and the same company has a branch in some other country, and there's a manager over there. How do they refer to each other? They say he is my counterpart or she is my counterpart. And we have got this word many a time. Feature, part of speech, verb or noun, to include someone or something as an important part. Featured something, featuring something. But as a noun, it has many meanings. When we talk about a person's features, we say he has sharp features. That means big eyes, sharp nose, small lips, sharp features. Impeccable, an important word I use regularly. Impeccable English means what? Part of speech adjective. Perfect, flawless, with no problems or bad parts. A typical combination, impeccable English, impeccable speech. Boast, again an important word. There's another word, brag. And there's one idiomatic expression, blow one's own trumpet. Means what? It's a verb. To speak too proudly or happily about what you have done or what you own. You have something, you possess something, you always talk about that, then we say you brag about someone or something. Usually, parents brag about the kids, and a lot of people brag about the possessions, the car, or something else. Turn out, an important phrasal verb, to happen in a particular way or to have a particular result, especially an unexpected one. And this has a positive connotation. Turned out to be positive, turned out to be good. Enhance, an important word, but I'm sure you guys know. Part of speech verb, improve. Enhance your language skills means what? Improve your language skills. Benchmark, we have got many a time. Part of speech noun, a level of quality that can be used as a standard when comparing other things. You take something and you consider that standard and you try to use that as reference, then we use the expression benchmark. They have set a benchmark, a typical expression. Capitalize, usually it goes with money matters, finance, but it has got two or three meanings. In this context, it means to convert into capital, to make use of something, capitalize on something. So these are the words from today's editorial. A few words are very important. Let us go to the editorial. How does it start? Youth and pedigree. Pedigree, I have already said, in this context, it goes with a person's family, history, education, and experience, or the history of an idea or activity. In this context, it goes with the players representing Germany, and youth, young people. Youth and pedigree on Germany's Hockey World Cup win. As I said, this editorial is all about Germany's Hockey World Cup win. And the first part of the editorial is all about what, when, who, where. All these aspects have been touched. And the second part of the editorial is about previous year's champions, India's position, and how well the event was organized. It ends on a positive note. Germany relied on, and I would like to tell because after a gap of almost 3 months, whatever you see in red, they go with vocabulary. And if you see a few words are underlined, they are related to grammar. Here, Germany relied on, it's a phrasal verb, it is in past tense. Germany relied on, depended on, banked on experience and resilience to win the Hockey World Cup. So this sentence is about how Germany won the World Cup. They won the World Cup based on two qualities, two aspects. One is experience, and the other one is resilience. Here, resilience is an important word. Resilient nature means what? You face a lot of problems, you don't give up, you fight, and you emerge victorious. Then we say you have the resilient nature. It's all about that. Germany winning the Hockey World Cup on what basis? Based on two aspects. One is experience, and the other one is resilience or resilient nature. Germany's connection with Bhubaneswar deepened last Sunday. Deepened last Sunday. I would like to reiterate whatever you see, the words underlined, they are related to grammar part. Here, deepen is a verb, deepened, the past form. Last Sunday, we have to use past tense, so the sentence is in past tense. Germany's connection with Bhubaneswar deepened last Sunday when the 2002 and 2006 champion won, again, won past tense, its third men's hockey World Cup at the Kalinga Stadium. There is one important word here, it's. Here, when you read the editorial, you have to keep in mind three things. One, you have to look at the vocabulary, the new words, effective vocabulary. Second, you have to focus on comprehension skill. And third, you have to focus on grammar aspect. When you read the editorial this way, everything gets consolidated. Whatever you have learned, you can consolidate and you can learn new words. So why is this important? It's a possessive pronoun. There's an important word, important rule. Possessive pronouns never take an apostrophe. And when it comes to letter writing, a lot of people close a letter this way, yours truly. This is wrong. Because yours is a possessive pronoun, we can never use an apostrophe with a possessive pronoun. If you make that mistake in descriptive English, you will lose 2 marks. That you have to recollect. Won its third men's hockey World Cup at the Kalinga Stadium. So the event took place, the venue, Bhubaneswar, because they won the cup, obviously, deepened last Sunday. The connection deepened. And also, some people, when I tell them possessive pronouns do not take an apostrophe, they come up with this. In some newspapers and magazines, they say, "Sir, we have seen this." And you have just said possessive pronouns don't take an apostrophe. But do remember, this is not a possessive pronoun. It is a short form of either it is or it has. And the rule holds good. What is the rule? Possessive pronouns never take an apostrophe. So this sentence is all about the team winning the cup, and based on the venue, the connection got deepened. That's what it is about. Incidentally, part of speech adverb, it means we use the word incidentally not to talk about the main aspect, but to talk about something else that is related to the main aspect. Incidentally, Germany had claimed, this is in past perfect. Now, why is it in past perfect? There are two events, imagine. First event, second event. For the first event, we have to use past perfect. For the second one, we have to use past tense. So here it talks about recently they have won the match, the cup. So that is in past. But earlier, those events should be in past perfect. Accordingly, Germany had claimed its last major title, the 2014 Champions Trophy at Odisha's capital, the modern part of the city, which was designed, here again, which was designed by, this is in past tense passive voice, that you have to recollect to consolidate your grammar knowledge, which was designed by German architect Otto Königsberger in 1946. Though since this sentence is about Germany winning in the past, that means in 2014 a particular trophy, Champions Trophy, and the venue again the capital Bhubaneswar. The dihonomous, this is a bit difficult. The pronunciation I'm not quite sure, but it is a German expression. It means Germans, German team. Equaled Australia and the Netherlands triple crowns and remained one behind Pakistan. So, what do you understand from this sentence? Uh, Germans equaled Australia and the Netherlands triple crowns. That means these three countries have won the crown or the cup three times, one behind Pakistan. That means Pakistan has won four times. They're in the lead. And here there's one important aspect. This is also in past. The Germans equaled Australia and the Netherlands. Usually names of countries, proper nouns, and before proper nouns, we don't use any article. But English has rules, English has exceptions. Before the names of some countries, we have to use a definite article the. And those examples are very important. The USA, the UK, no one is going to ask. But the Netherlands, the Irish Republic, the Ukraine, the Philippines, these examples you have to remember. They have given many a time in different competitive exams. The Netherlands triple crowns and remain one behind Pakistan. Germany, which had qualified, again we have past perfect here, for the World Cup by being runner up in the Euro Hockey Championships and had lost to India in the, had lost again past perfect, Tokyo Olympics bronze medal match in 2021 was not among the favorites. So, what does the sentence express? The sentence says Germans were not the favorites. And it also talks about, it expresses what happened in the past. And based on that, Germans were not among the favorites. And here, whatever you see in blue, standard expressions or phrases, among the favorites. It relied on past tense, on its innate grit. There are two important words over here. One, innate, means inbuilt, intrinsic, part of your personality, not something you have learned. Grit means determination. It relied on its innate grit and resilience, fighting back spirit, to script or to write, come from behind wins. This is again whatever you see in blue, standard expression or a standard phrase. Come from behind wins against England in the quarterfinals. The mighty Australia, mighty means very powerful, Australia in the semi-finals, and 2018 editions champion Belgium in the final. So they won against Belgium in the final. This sentence is all about how they could reach the finals, and in the finals they won against which team? They won against the previous year's champion Belgium. Two of these, including the one in the summit clash, this is again an important expression. Summit clash means the final thing. Came through penalty shootouts. I'm sure you all know when it comes to football, soccer, hockey, if the teams don't make any goals, then it results in penalty shootouts. And five players they try to uh, place the ball in the goal, and the goalkeeper has to stop. Penalty shootouts. So this sentence is about two of these, the matches, including the one in the summit clash, means the finals, came through penalty shootouts with a fine mix of promise and pedigree. Already have given the meaning of the word pedigree. With a fine mix of promise and pedigree, also comprising, comprise means consist, seven players, including player of the final and best player and best forward of the tournament, Nicholas Wellen, from the 2014 champions trophy winning side. Germany looked a cohesive unit because of all these players with experience as well as expertise, the skill. Germany looked, this is again in past, a cohesive unit. Cohesive, an important word. United and working together effectively. Drag flicker Gonzalo Paylet, who played for Argentina in 2018, who played for Argentina, that is also in past, contributed significantly. It is in past, significantly, importantly. by scoring important goals in German colors. This time he represented Germany. First part of the editorial is over. It is all about Germany winning the cup, when, where, how, all these dimensions have been touched. Now, the second part of the editorial is about the previous year's champions and India's position. At the fag end of the editorial, how the event was organized. While Belgium's dream of retaining its champions tag was shattered. That means what? Last time, Belgium was a champion and they wanted to hold its champions tag or the title, but it was shattered by Germans. So, was shattered, that is in past tense passive voice. Australia's aim to win a record equaling fourth gold received a setback. Received a setback. This is also in past setback, something negative, as it returned empty handed. As I said, whatever you see in blue standard expression, return empty handed means not winning the tournament after 1998. The Netherlands, again, you have to be alert, settled for a consolation bronze. And here, settled for, it is in past. All these sentences refer to European teams. And based on that, the editorial says the European nations' domination continued, but their Asian counterparts disappointed. Europeans dominated, but Asian counterparts disappointed. There's an important word over here, counterpart. Someone at the same level, but at some other place. South, and to substantiate that statement, Asian counterparts disappointed. To substantiate, South Korea, the best Asian side, took the eighth place, disappointing. India, coming to India, joined ninth with Argentina. That is also disappointing. Recorded its lowest finish in the four World Cups it hosted. India hosted the World Cup four times, and this time it recorded, it is in past, its lowest finish. That is a ninth position. Rather disappointing. And what is the impact of this? That is something not acceptable. And what is the impact? It resulted in the exit of the chief coach, Graham Reid. So, resulted in past tense, who had led India to a historic bronze medal in the Tokyo Olympics. So, again, one clause is in past, the other is in past perfect. Sometimes students ask me, sir, can we use different tenses in one sentence? Why not? It all depends on the context. Based on the context, for one clause, you can use past tense. Another clause, based on the idea, you can use present tense or some other tense. There's no restriction as such. Here you can see it resulted in past tense. Who had led India? It is in past perfect. Overall, to sum up, the impeccably staged World Cup in Bhubaneswar and Rourkela. There's an important word, impeccable. Generally, when we talk about English, we use this expression, impeccable English. Means what? Perfect English or flawless English. Overall, the impeccably staged, but here it is an adverb. Staged means the way they conducted World Cup in Bhubaneswar and Rourkela, which boast has a negative connotation usually, but here it has a positive connotation. Boast, brag, synonyms, and there's one idiomatic expression: blow one's own trumpet. Means what? You have something and you always talk about that. You say that is the best, that is the something, the ultimate. Then we say bragging, boasting, or blowing one's own trumpet. Boasts of the largest hockey stadium in terms of seating capacity turned out to be a close affair. There's one important phrasal verb over here, turn out means what? To become, to happen in a particular way. And this has a positive connotation. Turned out to be a success, turned out to be something positive. To be a close affair with 11 of 44 matches either finishing as draws or going into shootouts. So this sentence says the matches, if you take the tournament, the many matches have been, they had been a close affair, means very tight. And to substantiate, 11 of 44 matches either finishing as draws or going into shootouts, means very close. An average of 5.66 goals per match was the highest ever. This is again a standard expression in a men's World Cup. All these sentences express the statistical data. How does the editorial end? As I said, it ends on a positive note and it sums up how the event was organized, the successful conduct of the event. Here it is about the successful conduct of the event, featuring. Here, feature means including, to include someone or something as an important part. Featuring packed houses is also a standard expression. Packed auditoriums, packed halls for many games has enhanced. Here, underlined means grammar related. Has enhanced is present perfect tense. Then you have to recollect, where do we use present perfect? It has got five uses, and one of the uses, first one and last one, very important. What is the first one? We use it to express an action that happened in the past, but for which the time aspect need not be mentioned. And the last use, we use it to express an action that begins in the past and extends to the present with since and for. Again, if you ask what is the difference between since and for, since is used for specific time, for is used for a time period. Has enhanced means improved India's reputation, name as an organizer of elite competitions. I should have brought it in red. Elite means the cream of a society. If you take any city or a society, you have the rich and the famous, the celebrities. For those people, we use the word elite. Competitions mean the best, World Cup, and set a benchmark, an important expression, grammar point of view. Set a high standard, set a benchmark. Benchmark is an important word you may come across quite often. Benchmark means what? A standard. For Belgium and the Netherlands, the joint hosts of 2026 Men and Women World Cups, India has shown how to organize the event. The event was conducted pretty well and it has set a benchmark. And this benchmark for those who are going to host Belgium and the Netherlands in 2026, and they're going to host Men and Women World Cups. How does the editorial end? At home, back home also we say, Hockey India, led by former captain Tirkai, Tirkai, I suppose, should capitalize on, means benefit, the atmosphere created by this iconic event. An important word, iconic, popular, important, something that is famous, to rejuvenate the sport, bring back that vigor, glory, or that passion. So, this is all about the editorial. But before I wind up the session, comprehension based questions and based on today's editorial. I don't know how many of you write the answers, but the reason for bringing these questions and the purpose to conduct the Hindu editorial analysis from proficiency point of view. All my sessions are from English proficiency point of view. That means grammar, vocabulary, and reading comprehension. So, based on the editorial, I bring a few questions. If you write the answers every day, you do that. Eventually, in the long run, that will help when it comes to descriptive English, either writing an essay or writing a letter. Very useful habit. What is this editorial about? You have to write in brief. And you may wonder, can I write about the editorial in my own sentences? I would say initially it is difficult, but you all should remember there's a saying in English, all things are difficult before they are easy. Means what? Initially everything is difficult, but after some time, with a positive attitude, if you practice a lot, the same thing becomes damn easy. Give it a try. Initially, one sentence, after that, two sentences about the editorial in your own sentences. Then, perhaps after 1 or 2 months, you can write in brief about the editorial, perhaps 5 or 6 sentences. That should not be a big deal. That should not be an uphill task. What did Germany rely on to win the Hockey World Cup? So, what are the reasons behind? You should know how to write the answer. Germany relied on two things. You have to start that way. And those two things to win the Hockey World Cup. When you write the answer, my suggestion, don't try to write the key words. Try to write complete sentence and make sure your sentence is grammatically correct. That is a purpose. Which country won the Hockey World Cup 4 times in the lead? And you have to mention the name of the country and you have to say won the Hockey World Cup 4 times. I'm sure you can answer. Who contributed significantly by scoring important goals in German colors? Belongs to a different country, but this time uh, represented Germany. So in German colors, that is again a standard expression. You have to mention the name of the person or the player whose dream of retaining its champion's tag was shattered. Someone's dream of retaining has shattered, has been shattered. So whose dream was shattered? You have to mention the name of the country. I would like to see the comments and I will respond. Someone requested, sir, please take every day. I'm going to do that. And I have already said, and someone wanted the PDF, I will provide after the session. If not today, tomorrow morning, you have to go to the Telegram group. If you're not a member, after the session, you go to the description of the video. There, I have provided the Telegram link. If you join, then you can have the PDF. And here also, I will provide. Then, what else? Live classes right now I'm not taking anywhere, but I'll be taking soon. My app, Murthy's English, I'm going to take live classes, especially a vocabulary point of view. You are going to have regularly live sessions, and YouTube also, you're going to have my channel for tier two, exactly. Ganesh, I'm going to do that. Yes. Based on the new syllabus, Ganesh, I do remember. Offline classes, I work for Sridhar CCE, Amirpet branch. Offline, I take over there. Someone asks Singh, sir, 200 rule series sufficient to cover error corrections? That's a good question, Singh. First, you have to learn the rules, you have to practice, you have to remember, and you have to practice a lot of questions. If you practice a lot of questions and you have all the rules at your fingertips, I'm sure more than enough. Usually candidates stop with 100, 60, 70, 80, 100, but have given about 200. I'm going to come up with another session because that time so many sessions, 200 rules. But now I want to cover all the 200 rules in one session in brief. That should be very useful. Enough, more than enough. I think I've answered all the questions. So thanks for being with me till the fag end of the session. Do remember to subscribe and share. I will see you guys tomorrow. For the timing, the time slot is 7 p.m. every day. Same day editorial, and tomorrow you may have the editorial analysis besides the practice questions based on exam topics. Sure, I will do that.